What's happening, guys? Evan from TechSource here. Welcome to a special edition of Setup Wars. So today I thought I would take a look at some of the setups you created out of Legos. That's right, guys. We actually have over 100 submissions so far. So unfortunately, I can't react to all of them, but if the video does well, I will continue the series and maybe even do a Minecraft edition soon after. That depends on how many likes the video can get. Also, guys, the person with the best Lego setup in this episode will take home $200 in cold hard cash, and it's up to you guys to vote at the end of this episode. So with that said, sit back, relax, and let the setup wars begin. Ladies and gentlemen, well, mostly men, before we start today's video, I have a huge announcement to make. Did you know that 2 out of 3 men experience some type of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? This is mostly due to rage quitting games, crying yourself to sleep, or not succeeding with the ladies. And that's exactly where today's sponsor comes in. Keeps has you covered with our latest treatments, which you can apply straight from home. No more pharmacy checkout lines or awkward doctor visits or any of that. You guys can actually visit a doctor online and get your medications delivered straight to your home. Treatments can take 4 to 6 months or more to start seeing results, so that's why you gotta act fast. The sooner you choose Keeps, the more hair you'll save. Make sure to click the link down below or visit keeps.com/techsource to get a hair-raising 50% off your first order. So starting off the show, we have Adam and what appears to be a custom dual monitor setup. So the purpose is for gaming, streaming, and animation. That's very specific. He also said in the notes that he actually doesn't have a setup, and if he were to win, he will put the money towards a budget setup so that he can start gaming and enter setup wars. That's nice. So it looks like we have a massive custom-made desk with dual 24-inch monitors, but they're not the same. This is what I like about Adam already. He put in the notes that one of them is a 240Hz Alienware monitor, but the other is a budget 75Hz Scepter monitor. I love how humble he is. Anyone would have just put in like super high-end specs, but not Adam. There's a nice balance to this setup. We also got the Ducky 1-2 Mini with a G-Wolf gaming mouse and what appears to be a white extended mouse pad. I love that he used a lever as the mouse. Like, what kind of games are you playing with that? Like slot machines? Powering the setup though is a custom PC that he built inside a Corsair case by the looks of it. I'm not sure which one he's using. I'm not really familiar with that design, but it appears that he did some modding to it. We got the Ryzen 7 3700X in here with an RTX 2080 Super and 64 gigs of RAM. After all, he does use the setup for streaming and animation, so that does make sense. So apparently the side panel comes off, and we can see that he has a white and teal color scheme with blue accents. Pretty nice color combination, actually. He also has a console gaming setup that's hooked up to an 86-inch LG TV in the same room. You know what I love about Adam's Lego setup is that not only did he build an entire room, including his bed, but he also went an extra mile to add graphics and art to the Lego pictures. We got art on the monitors, we got art on the TV, the entire PC has a design, and he even added nanoleaf panel cutouts on the walls. The effort is definitely here, and he didn't rush this out just to participate. I mean, he definitely took his time, and on top of everything, he stayed humble with the gear selection. I have to give him an applause, honestly. Well done, Adam, and thank you for starting off the show. So next up, we have Alex, and it appears that Alex didn't write any notes about his setup, and apparently he's a dog. Okay. One of the first things that caught my attention is the location of his setup. I can't help but feel like I'm in a prison or somewhere very unpleasant. The black and gray color scheme just doesn't seem inviting at all. If Alex invited me over to play in this room and I saw the rifle hanging on the wall with the walking dog, I would immediately book it. So it looks like he's using a triple monitor setup, and this is probably for streaming because he does have a webcam and microphone setup. Oh, that's actually really clever. How you use those circle pieces for the speakers. Very nice. I'm also happy to see that you didn't use a lever as the mouse. Going with a small random piece is probably a much better idea than going with a full-size lever. Take notes, Adam, take notes. The keyboard, on the other hand, I can't say that I'm feeling it, to be honest. It looks like we have another custom PC on the right side with a clear side panel and his Wi-Fi router. I mean, it could be a PS5. I can't really tell them apart anymore. Oh, this is actually cool. He built a sit and stand desk with a motor underneath so that he can raise the desk. That is actually pretty clever. Is there a way I can see how it works? Oh, here's a video file. Oh, what? That's actually for typing on the keyboard? That is pretty genius, I gotta say. I like that. I think Alex really lifted up the bar with this creative setup. What it lacks in aesthetics and design, it makes up for in creativity and engineering. Well done, Alex. Coming in at number 3 is David, and holy hell, I could already tell the amount of effort he put in the setup. Just look at how organized everything is. So he says the setup is used for gaming and streaming, and he built an entire wall, 2 walls actually, with windows built in. Oh my God. So the main setup is using an IKEA Lindemann tabletop with 2 Alex drawers as support. And on top of that, he's rocking dual monitors. We got the 49-inch curved ultra-wide from Samsung right below a 27-inch. And what I love about this setup, you guys, is that David put in extra effort to include the cable of the monitor in a spiral sleeve. That is a genius. You know, it's easy to hide your cables and have perfect cable management when using Legos, but the fact that he purposely added them to the setup to give it more realism takes a special kind of person, and for that, you have my respect. The keyboard is even looking like a regular keyboard. Did you draw the keys on yourself, or does Lego actually include a keyboard piece? For audio, looks like David has a set of Yamaha speakers on the desk with wireless THX Panda headphones hanging under the desk on a hanger that he built as well. Absolutely loving this. Another thing I like about the submission is that those Alex drawers are actually functional. Like, you can open it up and store things in it. That is pretty cool. I don't know why people like putting their PC on the left side for the Lego edition, but this is the second one I've seen today. Also, I don't know what specs we have inside, but it's looking pretty bland, if I'm being honest. And he didn't include any specs in the notes, so I have no idea what PC he is running. So right next to the main setup is the entertainment area, and he built a couch so he can sit back and relax with movies and his PS4. Now here's where the setup really shines. Check this out, guys. That corner piece with the dining table can be removed, and he can fold his entire room into a single linear room. You know, that's definitely something you can't do in real life, so I love the fact that David took a different approach with this submission. Very creative. He also added a ceiling fan up top that he can rotate by hand. You know, I love seeing these functional pieces being added on these setups. I think that's what's going to really separate these from the other submissions. Thank you, David, for entering. Next up is Rhys with our very first gaming setup that has a color scheme. Ladies and gentlemen, most of these submissions stick with neutral colors like black and gray, so it's refreshing to see that Rhys was brave enough to introduce some colors. We have a black and yellow quad display setup with a matching gaming chair. That is actually pretty sick. So for audio, it looks like he went with some desktop speakers and a gaming headset that's resting on a headphone hanger. Very nice. You know, I really like that Rhys put in some effort on the gaming PC. The 2 circle things in front of the PC look like giant 200mm fans, and the case itself looks similar to the Crystal 280X case from Corsair, by the way. I love the fact that Rhys also included cables in the back for the monitors. Oh, and the PC as well. It definitely adds a bit of realism, so I'm glad you guys are including that in your Lego submission. Wow, guys, to take it a step further, it looks like he even hooked up the cables to a power strip under the desk. Are you kidding me? Nothing but respect for Rhys at this point. He has definitely thought of it all. Well done on your black and yellow themed setup, and thank you for entering. All right, Ryan is up next. What on earth am I even looking at? It looks like this dude built a spaceship. I'm not even exaggerating. There are no notes in the submission, so I'm just gonna assume he built a massive gaming den in his living room for watching movies and probably console gaming. I can see a pair of headphones next to him on the floor stand, and oh, he's even got surround sound speakers set up. Okay. Oh, it looks like there was a steering wheel in front of him this entire time. I just noticed that. So this is actually like a racing setup. Okay, I get it. Okay, there is a video file, so let's open that up. What? Are you serious? What is happening right now? So apparently this entire thing opens up and there's like 3 TVs or displays right behind it that pushes forward. I'm gonna guess they're TVs because at this distance, they have to be at least 45 or 50 inches to be effective. It also looks like he built a PC setup over in the corner, but if I'm being honest, it's looking a bit bland and boring compared to everything else you've done. It's definitely missing a lot of detail, like, where are the monitors, where's the PC, the speakers. I can see a cup holder, that's cool, but I just feel like you put a lot of thought on the other side of the setup and you kind of rushed it on this part. Also, your desk is bending over there. You might want to pick up a new one. So overall, I would say the execution and creativity for this submission was well done. I could only imagine how creative the other LEGO submissions are that I haven't even seen yet. But if you guys think you can do better, consider building a LEGO setup and send it to legowars@gmail.com. The creative ones will get featured in an upcoming video, and the person with the best LEGO setup will take home $200. More info will be linked down below. But yeah, with that said, it's time for you guys to vote on who you think has the best LEGO setup from this episode, because that person will take home $200 in cash. So please choose wisely. Click the link below to cast your vote now. And if you guys enjoy the LEGO edition and want to see more, consider dropping a like and maybe subscribe if you like setup videos like this. I love your beautiful faces as always. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.